happening again. It's happening again. People are getting canceled for the most ridiculous things ever.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
I've been watching Jeremy Jahns for a really, really, really long time. Like, he is one of the OG movie reviewers, and I really respect his takes and his reviews. He's one of the most authentic movie reviewers on the platform. What's so awesome about Jeremy Jahns is that he strictly sticks to movie reviews. You'll never ever hear his like political opinion on anything. He just sticks to going to the movies and creating movie review. That is it. That is his job. He knows his job and he does his job. He never gives his opinion like outside of movie reviews. For as long as I've watched him, I know absolutely nothing personal about Jeremy Jahns. I have no idea how he votes politically. I have no idea what he does in his spare time. I don't know anything aside from the fact that like he owns 2 dogs, Gypsy and Danger. And the only reason I know that is because he featured them on his channel during some review. That is the only reason I know that about him.
Meet Gypsy and Danger. Maybe you've seen them before. I think they were a little smaller then. Man, you guys are heavy.
So why am I talking about Jeremy Jahns? Well, Jeremy Jahns did his job, went to a movie, got on his channel and reviewed it, and now people are pissed. Why? Because the movie he reviewed was Matt Walsh's Am I Racist?
Are you ready? I was born ready. Let's get into it.
Literally, that is the only reason people are upset. He, as a movie reviewer, decided to cross the boycott line and do his job as a movie reviewer, watch the movie, and then review it. And the reason I say cross the boycott line is because this movie hasn't been reviewed by a single reviewer on Rotten Tomatoes. None. Look at the audience score. 500 plus verified ratings, 99%. There is nothing from the critics. So what are people saying about Jeremy Jahns? Midlife crisis Jeremy Jahns is not the villain origin story I was expecting from fucking Matt Jarbo. The only funny thing that comes from Matt Jarbo tweeting this is that someone put this up. Matt Jarbo mocks Jeremy Jahns for reviewing Am I Racist? Everyone who forgot Matt Jarbo existed now remembers he exists, begins unanimously mocking Matt Jarbo. Chef's kiss. But he wasn't the only one, right? The horror outlaw, Jeremy Jahns, has always sucked. It's amazing people valued his opinion at all. Him being a racist and a centrist coward is not surprising in the slightest.
This thing makes me emotionally nauseous.
So just because he went and saw this movie, he is now both a racist and a centrist. I have no idea how Jeremy Jahns leans politically to even call him a centrist because he's never made it public. I have no idea. All he does is put out movie reviews because that's his job as a movie reviewer. Whether he's left, right, or center, I have no clue. But just because he went and saw this movie and decided to review it, and not only reviewed it, but he actually had a good time watching it. Like, he gave his thoughts. He thought it was a good time, no alcohol required. See, I wonder if like it's not just the fact that he went and saw the movie, but he liked it. If he had gone to see this movie and gave it like, you know, a good time if you're drunk or dog shit review, I wonder if these people would still think the same.
Freedom of speech.
You really can't win with people on Twitter. And you know what? I think that Jeremy Jahns has made the correct decision to really not put any type of opinion out there regarding like his opinions politically. He's just kept to the work that he's been doing. That is probably one of the best decisions that he's ever made in his career. Because then you have people like this looking ridiculous because I have no idea what his political leanings are. This person calling Jeremy Jahns racist just because he reviewed a movie makes this person look really, really dumb. Here's another one. Confirmed racist.
A white man broke in today.
A white man? No! Well, what does security do about it?
Nothing.
Typical!
This is him giving his rating. That's why I say I wonder if people would have this same opinion had he given the movie like a dog shit rating. This is what pisses them off. He went to the movie and he gave it a good review. It's a good time, no alcohol required, because he looks at this movie as a comedy. And the purpose of a comedy is, does it make you laugh? And he said, yes, I chuckled and I also belly laughed a couple of times. So if I am looking at this movie as a comedy, it made me laugh. Therefore, it's a good time, no alcohol required. But no, just because he gave it a good review, he is now a confirmed racist.
Stop it!
And then here's someone else. I can't think for the life of me why Jeremy Jahns would shine a light on a person like Matt Walsh and give him a shake, except that Jahns got a juicy offer from the, oh my God. Wow. This part is insane. Holy crap. Except that Jahns got a juicy offer from the Daily Wire in the form of connections or payments or some other form of transaction.
What is going on with you two? What are you doing?
So this person is assuming and accusing Jeremy Jahns of taking some kind of offer or money from the Daily Wire to go and see this movie and review it. That is a bold claim to put out there. It is very bold of you to claim that he took money from the Daily Wire or some type of offer from the Daily Wire. Like there's no other reason that a movie reviewer would review a movie except that they were paid by the people that made the movie, by the Daily Wire. It's not because, oh, it's their job to do the movie review. It's their job to go and watch movies. This is so ridiculous. Here's Rant Man. It's happening already. These weirdos are going after Jeremy Jahns for reviewing Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? Jeremy Jahns gave a positive review. See, I think that they're more mad that he gave it a positive review. That is where their anger is coming from.
You're making me. Am I making you? What's wrong? Yes, you're making me. What you want to do?
Jeremy Jahns gave a positive review to Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? And I immediately unsubscribed. I was a Jeremy Jahns supporter for over 12 years, but not anymore. He has disappointed me, even more so than his biased Star Wars reviews since The Last Jedi. Jeremy Jahns can fuck off.
Wow, one of the most unnecessary videos ever created.
But it's so funny that you can throw your support behind somebody for such a long time, and then they do one thing that you do not approve of. You give this movie that you are against a positive review, and you're like, screw you.
All right.
That means that you weren't a real supporter of somebody. If you can automatically just switch up your support because they step one toe out of line from your ideology, that means that you were never a supporter to begin with. You don't really care about this person. You don't really support this person. You just want to live in a world where everybody agrees with you.
I didn't come to your door. Did I ring your doorbell and be like, ding dong, hello, have you heard my message on my viewpoint? Just over here in my space, which happens to be my YouTube channel.
You don't accept the fact that people around you have other opinions. This person right here, Jeremy Jahns, starting a review off with, first off, Matt Walsh is surprisingly funny. Oh no. Look, I went and saw the movie Am I Racist? And I laughed during it. I thought it was well done. It was a comedy and I laughed. In fact, a lot of people who were in my theater with me watching this movie laughed at certain parts of the movie. It's a shock because Matt Walsh is somebody who speaks in very monotoned voice and has extremely dry humor, and you don't expect a person like that to be funny, but he pulls it off in this movie. I think that if you can look past your hatred of Matt Walsh, the fact that he's a conservative, the fact that he probably, most likely, because of the way these people are acting right now, stands for everything that you hate. If you look past that and just watch the movie for what it is, then yes, he is surprisingly funny. I completely agree with Jeremy Jahns there. Leo Gavitt, Jeremy Jahns being a Nazi was not on my 2024 bingo card. Wow. Holy crap. So somebody watching a movie that you deem unacceptable automatically makes them a racist. Incredible. The society that we live in right now. Wow. I honestly really respect Jeremy Jahns. He knew what he was getting into. He even said at the very beginning that he thought I shouldn't go and see this movie and review it.
I'm going to be 100%. There was a part of me that was like, maybe I should just skip this one. Just move on to next week's videos, call this weekend good, and have that be that. But the fact that that entered my mind is kind of one of the points this movie makes. So at that point, I really felt I should talk about it.
You can't let the idea of people wanting to cancel you online, cancel you on the internet, you can't let that scare you. And I respect him even more. A lesser man, a lesser movie critic, reviewer, whatever, would have stayed away from it. And you know what? A lot of them have. They're the ones that are cowards, and they're upset that, they don't have the balls to do what Jeremy Jahns is doing, which is just his job. And I'm glad that so many people are seeing through this bullshit and defending Jeremy Jahns, because that's really what needs to be done. We need more people to stand up against all of these ridiculous people who are deeming him a Nazi and a racist and a centrist coward just for reviewing a movie that they don't agree with. More people need to stand up to those ridiculous people online. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are doing just that. So yeah, I've always been a fan of Jeremy Jahns. I'm going to continue being a fan of Jeremy Jahns. And honestly, I respect him even more now.